Alright guys, so what's going on? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to talk about the Cleveland Browns, my favorite team personally. So I tried to stream this yesterday, got interrupted, a few things happened, so we're going to try this again today. So the Cleveland Browns have fired head coach Freddie Kitchens, and they have mutually parted ways with general manager John Dorsey. Now, my thoughts on the Freddie Kitchens firing makes sense to me. Last year we went 7-8-1. This year we go 6-10 with adding more talent, just more experience under our belt, and somehow we got progressively worse. The record doesn't even tell the story, man. 6-10, we should have been like 4-12. Like, just the team was terrible this year. And it doesn't make sense to me. You know, you have this quarterback, Baker Mayfield, who broke the rookie record for most passing touchdowns. You have Nick Chubb, who took a step up this year for sure. You have Jarvis Landry. You have Odell Beckham Jr. now. David Njoku, who got injured really early in the year, but nonetheless, great tight end. You have Denzel Ward, who everyone thought was going to take a step up. You have Myles Garrett. You know, you have this core that you've built, right? And for them to just completely shit the bed doesn't really make a lot of sense. You know, a lot of people were expecting the Cleveland Browns to at least have an 8-8 season, at least have a 500 season, a winning season. Some were saying Super Bowl. I was never saying that. That was just ridiculous. But I was expecting playoffs. If I'm being honest, I was expecting wild card. So to go 6-10, very disappointing. Freddie Kitchens firing makes sense. Just didn't really make sense of the hiring from the get-go for me. You have Greg Williams, who was the interim head coach. He did better. I don't know why you didn't give him another chance. At least give him another year to see what he could do. But anyway, they hired Freddie Kitchens, who was the offensive coordinator at the time. Clearly, it didn't work out, so he is now gone. He is fired. And then yesterday they mutually parted ways with general manager John Dorsey, which I slightly disagree with on this one, just because he did acquire the man that you see on the screen right now, which is Odell Beckham Jr. in a trade with the Giants. You did see him draft certain players like Nick Chubb, Denzel Ward, Baker Mayfield, right? So he did make some great draft selections, but the thing with John Dorsey is he was the one that hired Freddie Kitchens in the first place, and he was the one that wanted to bring him back for another year or get rid of Baker Mayfield, right? So the Cleveland Browns ownership, the team, they didn't agree with his vision. And obviously Dorsey wanted other things to happen, so they mutually parted ways, which makes sense because obviously if you're not seeing things a certain way together, then you can't work together, right? So that makes sense in that part, but it kind of sucks because he did make some great moves for us. The one bad move he did make was hiring Kitchens, obviously. And when I heard the report of him saying he wanted to get rid of Baker Mayfield, that to me is a horrible decision. If you think about it, how many quarterbacks have the Cleveland Browns had over the years? Way, way, way too many. You know, we gotta stop thinking it's the quarterback. It's not the quarterback's problem. Yes, they've had bad seasons. Look at the team around them. Look at the offensive line. Look at the receivers that they've had, right? This year he had Odell Beckham Jr., Jarvis Landry, but look at the offensive line. It was complete garbage. It was horrible. It was terrible. It was one of the worst in the league, right? So Baker Mayfield, number one overall pick. Last year he broke the rookie record for most passing touchdowns. It's not his fault, guys. We gotta stop. One bad year, but the team had the bad year. Baker, yes, he was a part of that, but so was the entire team, right? So we gotta stop trying to replace the quarterback. We gotta stop trying to replace a certain position. It starts with coaching and it starts with management, and we've gotten rid of both of those. If you get the right hires, if you get the right coach, if you get the right general manager, this team can be great. This team can do great, great things. I know it can. We have the talent. We have the core. We have the young. We have Baker. We have Odell. We have Jarvis Landry. We have Nick Chubb. We have Denzel Ward. We have Myles Garrett. We have Greedy Williams. We have this core that we've built here, and it's a great young, talented core that can be great from years for years and years to come. But we need the right coaching. We need the guy who can make the right decision, and that was not Freddie Kitchens. Right? So, to me, it makes sense. The ending. I mean, when you lose to the 1-14 Bengals to end the year, I mean that in itself should have been like just the end point, and it was. So, we have the 10th overall pick in the NFL draft, which is great. I mean, I'd love to be still playing in the playoffs, obviously, but number 10 overall pick, which is good for us. We gotta draft an offensive lineman, man. We have to draft an O-line for Baker. We saw it last year. When Baker has time to make a decision, he makes the right decision, right? Like, he makes a good decision. The offensive line this year, I don't know, like, we took a step back massively, man. The offensive line was horrible. In every game I watched, they hiked the ball, and Mayfield had maybe a second or two to make a decision, and that was it. So it's either you get sacked, you throw an incompletion, or you try and force a stupid pass that gets intercepted. Why do you think he has so many interceptions this year? Because he had a second to throw, and, he throws wildly, and he gets intercepted. Yes, is it his fault that he threw the interception? Well, yeah, obviously. But if he had more time to make a decision, if the receivers have more time to get open, we got to draft an offensive lineman with the 10th overall pick. I'm not sure who's the best offensive lineman available, but if he's available at number 10, you got to choose him, because this team is fine on offense. This team is fine on defense. We need offensive linemen to give Baker the time to make a decision, and we need a coach who actually knows what the fuck he's doing. So you put all that together, and I think we have a chance next year. I actually do believe we will make playoffs if they hire the right person. They have to hire the right coach. They can't just go out and hire some stupid inexperienced coach again, because we tried that and it didn't work out. Right? We tried Freddie Kitchens. He was inexperienced. He didn't know what he was doing. It did not work. Don't try that again. Hire someone with experience. Hire someone that's coached in the NFL before, that that has the mindset to make the right plays, make the right decisions when it comes down to it. Right? Freddie Kitchens was not that guy. So, with that being said, that's pretty much all I have to say on that. Just don't hire Jason Garrett, please. If you hire Jason Garrett as the head coach, oh my god, oh my god, man. If they hire Garrett, then I give up on this team. If they hire Jason Garrett, then I have a firm reason to believe that they don't care. That they don't care about winning at all. They just want to suck for eternity. Mike McCarthy, he is being interviewed for the job as well. He was the former coach of the Packers. Again, he has experience, but you think about it. Look at the Packers without him now. A season later, they're 13-3. Why couldn't they do this with Mike McCarthy as head coach? I'm not saying McCarthy's a bad coach, because he's a good coach. He has experience, but look at what the Packers are doing without him, as opposed to with him. So, and the Packers, they didn't really make any, they didn't add anybody new, right? So, they got rid of the coach, and now they're the best team in the NFC. So, Mike McCarthy, I don't think he's the hire either. I don't know who they're going to hire, but just please don't hire some inexperienced coach that has no idea what he's doing. Yeah, man, just please don't hire that. With that being said, that's going to be it. Um, if you guys want to know my reaction to the moment I saw Freddie Kitchens was fired, this was pretty much it.